Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Today, I had a conversation with a friend, and he had a question. He wanted to know how I go into these stages, how I go into this meditation, because he has a meditation himself, but he would like to know how I would do it, and it was really interesting. We started to understand each other's way of uh, going into meditation, and still it's different, but it works for us. And so he had the question like, how you do you enter meditation, or how do you enter into this space to express? I haven't, so right now I feel like I might want to just try and talk while I'm going in. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll see. That's why I right now have start talking first. So what I do most of the time is like I shake my body loose or stretch things that needs to be stretched, like a little pillow or a big pillow, whatever that feels comfortable. Then sit with my hand palms up on the knees, and like the index finger like is making a circle with the thumb, but the index finger is more on the inside than the thumb. Why? Here the soul is you, and this is the universe or creator or whatever you want to preach to, or I want to preach to, it doesn't matter. So you bow down, you're grateful. That's how I start. Then I start focusing on my breath. 3 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Through the nose. While I do this, there are a lot of thoughts coming up. Like, what am I going to say? Or am I doing correct? Am I going to connect today? But then every time when you see those thoughts, back to your breathing. Once in a while, I change the index finger to the tips of my thumbs, and like this. So this is the circle that completes. So this means like in harmony, asking harmonic energies. Keep focusing on the breathing. This is not easy for me to talk while I try to go in meditation. Now when I get into a flow, I invite my higher self, the creator, the universe, all spirits, whatever it is out there, the energy that you feel that you want to invite into this space to create a better space for yourself. But mostly I invite my higher self to come in and to express itself completely. And like what happens now is I feel I can talk more freely after this bit of meditation. And you see my hands are all of a sudden moving, but there's right now an energy extra that can talk, while the energy of the body and with the mind trying to focus on the heart while breathing and then talking. This is my way of doing it. This is my, how do you say, it's my technique, but it's created from a lot of different techniques I've heard around, and you can find this for yourself, this technique that brings you into a state. And I also feel the more I do this, the more Gerardo does, the more my body, my mind, and my soul wants to do this. It feels like I'm getting more and more transmuted off my chest that is gone, and I feel like I don't have to think about it anymore. But it's this expression that was needed for me. And this was the interesting thing with the conversation with my friend, is that when he told me how he went in, or how he would go into a meditation, is that he would imagine something that he wants that he wants to perceive, or imagine, and then getting to that place by imagining it. Well, yeah, and then it felt like it was a bit, felt like he always went in to solve the future, while I come in to express the here and the now. That was the difference that at the end that we find in our techniques. But just listening to him and his technique, this sounds, well, valid to create things, to get things done. So yeah, everybody is doing exactly what they need to do when they're meditating, in my opinion. If you have the intention to meditate to understand yourself, you can do a wrong meditation. Yeah. Some will try to understand themselves in the future, some will try to understand themselves in the here and the now, and some will try to understand themselves through the past, what happened in the past. And everything is valid. Yeah. Everything is valid. Thank you everybody again for listening, and yeah, ciao.